Hey friends, this is Wendy with loveandstampin.com. I'm so excited you're here. I wanted to show you my 30 days of creative inspiration. Don't forget to sign up for my emails. There's a link below this video. Also, Eden's Garden is available, and I did make a card using that. And this is your free gift for November if you place an order of $50 or more using the host code, which I will put on the screen. I also want to show you the other option. You can get my free November online card class, and these are the cards that we are going to make in the class that we make. All of these are video tutorials along with a written PDF tutorial. No products come in the mail to you. It is just an online class where I'm teaching you how to make these fun fold cards, technique cards. I also have a 30-minute at home with Wendy video, along with a video of a donation, a good deeds together video that we make. Here is that Eden's Garden card that I made using today's technique. This paper is gorgeous. The paper and the garden gems both are perfect for Christmas. So I thought I would make a Christmas card just to show you how beautiful it turned out. So you could make this as well. Okay, that is the card we're making today. That is the design of the card we're making. And the sentiment we used was from Holly Jolly Wishes. Okay, now let's get started making this card. This was the original design that I saw in a swap card that I received, and I showed you guys, and so many of you reached out and asked me to make a card and teach you how to make it. We're using the Peaceful Cabin bundle. I love this bundle. I think it's really gorgeous. And we are going to use the Peaceful Place Designer Series paper to make this card. All right, so I'm going to start out by stamping my cabin here in basic gray ink. And then I'm going to die cut it. Now, the die cuts that go with this set don't cut the cabin out all the way by itself. It's actually like a border die to create that beautiful kind of feel of snow, if you will. And then this is what you get when you fussy cut around the bottom. All right, so once you have your cabin cut out, and ready to go, you can then bring in all your pieces for creating this card. So we're starting with a 5 1/4 by 11 inch card base. Okay, this is going to make the fold. We've got a piece of smoky slate cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and a piece of white cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And several pieces of designer series paper cut at different measurements. The link below this video links over to my blog, and there is a project sheet there that you can print and keep forever and ever that has all of the measurements and all of the supplies that you need to make this card. It is completely free. It's just my gift to you because I want you to have that in your arsenal. I personally have a binder that has all of my stuff in it that has like cards that I know I want to create more than once, because obviously you can just use different product to create a very different look. Okay, we're starting with the 5 1/4 inch side of the cardstock at the top of the trimmer. You're going to line this up at the 1 1/4 inch mark. Then you're going to use your bar, the cutting bar, and line the blade up at the 1 3/4 inch mark. Press down and cut to 5 1/4 inches. Okay, so you're cutting kind of in the middle of the cardstock using that bar. Many of you reached out. Okay, really quick, moving to the 4 inch mark and doing the same thing. Many of you reached out to me and said, Wendy, put a piece of white paper behind your bar, and then you'll always be able to see your ruler. You all are geniuses. So thank you for that tip. Have I done it yet? No. Am I going to? Yes. Here we're turning the paper and scoring at the 1 3/4 inch mark on the outside of the cut lines. So at the top and the bottom of the cut lines. Then we're going to move the cardstock to 3.5 inches and we're going to score all the way through. Then we're going to move it to 5 1/4 and cut a score all the way through. And then 7 inches and score all the way through. This is the easiest fancy fold ever in terms of like impact versus effort. Does that make sense? Like I've made lots of fancy folds. You know, recently I made the center step and side step card, and they were way more complicated than this. So if you could make those, you could make this while you were drunk or sleeping. Seriously. Like you can make this in your sleep, or you could have multiple glasses of wine and still be able to make this card. It is that easy. So that's it. Look at how I folded that up. So you're going to start with a peak and then the valley on the top and the bottom with a peak in the center and then a valley again to close the card, and you're done. That is how simple it is. The rest of this card is just layering. That's it. It's just assembling it and layering it. So we're going to put this entire card base down on the smoky slate base, just glue it down flat, and then we're going to layer all the pieces of designer series paper and cardstock and decorations, which means it is story time. Perfect time for us to visit, catch up, chat, and share stories. Now, if you are like, I don't want to hear this lady anymore, I know what I need to know now, then go to the description of my video, click the link that gives you those free printable instructions, print those off, you have them in your arsenal forever. And if you're brand new here and you've never shopped with Stampin' Up or with another demonstrator or whatever, I would love to have you place an order with me. You can place a $50 order and before tax and shipping, that's $50 before tax and shipping, and you can get free subtle shimmer sequins, which I use on today's card, and crystal effects. You get both gifts for free, or you can choose to get my online November card class for free. We do have 2 different host codes. I have put them on the screen so that you know what they are, and they are in the video description box, along with being over on my blog, FYI. So 2 choices, or you can place 2 orders and get both, or you can place an order to get the free products and then purchase the card class for $50, whichever combination of whatever things you would like to do. Okay, so if you are familiar with my channel, you know that I like to tell stories and chit chat with you guys. And last weekend, my sister and I had the best time pulling a little prank on you and telling you a silly, silly story. It wasn't silly. Here's the thing about the story that was fake. First, some of you reached out and were like, now I'm wondering how many things you've told us that are a lie. I promise you, I will tell you if I'm lying to you. If I'm making a fib or a fake story, you will always know because I will tell you first. Secondly, what's funny about the story we told you is it was derived from some truths, right? We did live next door to this spooky, scary house. To us, it was a big house, and it was a little awkward and weird house. And it could very easily be the plot, the foundation of a horror movie. And there was multiple families that lived in that house with multiple kids, which was interesting. So you never really saw a family living in that house with just 1 or 2 kids. They always had a lot of kids. So there were some truths there. We did live in a little mobile home that was brand new at the time. Really nice little place. And of course, when my mom and dad split, truth be told, we lost the house because my mom couldn't afford to maintain it on her own, the payment and everything. So anyway, all of that is to say that some of the things we shared were true. But most of it was fabricated with our crazy little imaginations and listening to way too many crime junkie podcasts. So, there you go. All right. Moving forward past that, what has been going on with us? Well, not a whole lot, except my lovely stampers came to visit, some of them from Georgia. We had a lovely Stampers Meet and Mingle event on Saturday, October 30th. And some of my gals that live in Georgia said, we'll come visit. And I said, that would be amazing, because I know these ladies personally. I get to know any lovely stamper that joins my team that wants to have a relationship with me and get to know me gets to. I do have a lot of lovely stampers that they're just happy stamping and creating and sharing on our Facebook group. And I don't have a strong personal relationship with them, but that's only at that person's choice. I don't push myself on anybody. If they want to become a friend or get to know me, then they usually make it known, and that relationship evolves over time. So Sandra, Carolyn, and Lee are three of my team members who I have evolved into becoming friends with, and they came to visit. We went Friday, we went to Apple Hill, and that is just up the road from me. And it's a beautiful little place to go, craft fairs and things like that. And then Friday, that was Friday. And then Saturday, we hung around Plymouth. We went to a harvest festival in Plymouth, very Stars Hollow, Hallmark movie-esque. And the best part was we entered into a sidewalk chalk art contest, and we won in our category. We did pink pumpkins and a pink ribbon, and we wrote at the top of it, in October we wear pink, and it was for obviously a breast cancer awareness chalk art is what we did. And so we thought it was really funny that we won, only because there were people who were much more creative than us. But ours was creative as well. And I have to give full credit to my lovely stampers. They did most of the work while I stood there and did a little bit and watched. I could not stand to put my hands down on the chalk and rub it in like they were doing with their hands, because like the feeling of it made me, like, my skin crawl. I couldn't stand the feel of it. I got some sensory issues, people, I'm just saying. So anyway, we did that, and we did a little shopping, and then we went down to Sutter Creek. Again, very Hallmark movie, picturesque little areas where I live. And so it's just an old little town with lots of shops. It's just beautiful. And so we shopped and hung out, and then we went to Sutter Creek, Hotel Sutter, which is a restaurant, for dinner. And we ran into another lovely stamper there, Chris, which was nice. We said hello to her. And Christy came from Folsom. My friend Christy, she's also a lovely stamper. She came and she went with us down to Sutter Creek, and we shopped, we ate, we laughed, we had so much fun. Oh, and we made tags, Christmas tags, in my studio, and that was super fun. And my group from Georgia stayed in our travel trailer, and let me tell you, we have never owned a travel trailer until recently, and somebody told me when we bought it, be prepared to fix stuff all the time. Well, that person was not lying. I can't even remember who told me that now, but they weren't lying. Like, the heater doesn't work in it now. We've got to get that fixed, which is probably the thermostat issue. And there was random water under one of the garbage cans in the bathroom, and none of us knew where that came from. But all in all, the ladies seemed to enjoy it. They only stayed for a few days, and they didn't complain very much about the trailer. Actually, they didn't complain at all about the trailer, I should say. They was just more like, hey, this isn't working, or hey, there's random water here. We want to let you know. It was just funny. So then Sunday, we went to the Calaveras Big Trees, where the some of the largest trees in the world live. They are sequoias, and they are up to 3,000 years old. And seeing them in person really is amazing. And I have to tell you, and if any of them watch this video, they're probably going to laugh, but I really didn't want to go. When they first said, and there's a reason, I have a story coming, so just stay with me. But when they first said we want to go to the big trees, I was like, oh crap. Like, I've been to the big trees 1,000,001 times because my family that lives in Washington, whenever they came to visit us in the summer when I was a kid, we went to the big trees. In fact, it was funny when I was talking to my cousin Shannon after, she said, yeah, we always went to the big trees, San Francisco, and there was one other thing we always did in the summer, she mentioned. And I was like, yeah, we always did those 3 things. There were like 3 things that we always did, and the big trees was one of them. Well, as a kid, obviously, you're always riding in the back of a vehicle. I get car sick. Everywhere you go from where I live are winding roads, and the big trees are horrible. Getting to the big trees is very windy, and it's like it'll be straight for a little while and then a really windy road, and then a straight for a little while and a really windy road. And by the time we got there as a child, I was sick. I was sick to my stomach, and it just made the whole time not enjoyable. And every year we would go and we would walk through the big trees, and it was literally the same thing every time. And I was like, I don't even understand why this is enjoyable to these people at this point. They've seen these trees before. We've all seen the trees. Why do we keep going to see the same trees in the same woods every time they visit? It just, I don't know, it was just a funny thing. So when the girls that came to visit said, we want to go to the big trees, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Of all the things we could go do, we're going to go to the big trees? Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. It was fabulous. Shame on me for not wanting to go, because I had never been in the fall. We always went in the summer, because when family would come visit, it would be in the summer when the kids were out of school, us included. And so we would go in the summer to escape the heat, because it is hotter than hoochie coochie in California in the middle of summer. Let me just tell you, you're sweating your hind end off. And so going to the big trees was a welcome escape for the adults to get into the cooler climate, I think. Kids don't care. Kids just get in the swimming pool. They don't care if it's hot. Now that I'm a 40-year-old woman, I understand the concept of wanting to escape 100+ heat. However, I still prefer that over the freezing cold of winter, but that's for another discussion. You all know this about me. So anyway, we go with the gals to the big trees, and I'm telling you, I was just enamored. Flabbergasted. Absolutely stunning, beautiful. Like, the leaves had changed colors. It was gorgeous, yellow and red and oranges. And I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this doesn't even look like the same place. Now I will never be able to go to the big trees in summer again. It will always have to be in the winter. So we went to the big trees, and then we came home, and we ate at this great little place in Murphy's. I think it was called Gabby's. It was a Mexican restaurant, and it was so super delicious. I loved it. I had mole, which, if you've never had mole, I guess it's an acquired. Some people like it, some people don't. I love it, and it was excellent. And then we had chips and salsa and guacamole, and it was just great Mexican food. But it was kind of funny because they had like an Italian menu also. So you could get like an Italian plate of food, or you could get Mexican food. And I was teasing the girls that it was fusion food because we were in California. But really, fusion food is when they take the two cuisines and they blend them into one dish. That is definitely not what was happening. Look at this card. Is that not a breath taker or what? I'm telling you guys, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I'm just saying this is gorgeous. And if you want to case this card, honey, case it away. Please do. The other thing I want to tell you before I go, because we're running out of time, if you are not already a customer and you're not already in my VIP group, every weekend, my helper, Tracy, she's my admin. She lives in Australia. She posts the color splash for the week, and you can play along by making a card using the color combination, and you can win a free gift. I mean, come on. How much easier can it get to be crafty? So you just use the colors that I use for inspiration, which in this case are the black, grays, silver, and white. And then you post the card in the Facebook group and you get entered to win, and we choose winners every week. So it's really, really fun. Here I'm just adding those subtle shimmer sequins. These are free to you when you place a $50 order or more. So you get a pack of these, plus you get that Crystal Effects bottle of goodies there. Now, let me tell you why I'm giving away the subtle shimmer sequins. Because my December online card class is going to be shaker cards. Yes, that is right. So you need these sequins so that you're ready to go for December's class. Also, November's class that's happening right now is phenomenal. It's all Christmas cards. It's only available till November 10th. So you only have until November 10th to place an order and get it for free. You can purchase it anytime. So, if you didn't want to purchase it now and you're watching this video in December, but you still want to get the class, you can certainly purchase the class anytime. But to get the class for free with an order, you have to do it by the 10th of the month. So by November 10th, if you place an order and you want to get this class for free, you can. But the class is phenomenal. We've got 3D project, we've got cards, we've got coloring cards, that fun at home with Wendy video, which is great this month. I think you'll really love it. So anyway, that's my plug for my online class. I am very proud of it. And it is hurting my heart just a tiny bit that all of the videos aren't on my YouTube channel, because I have to tell you, they're really good. But I got to save them for my class peeps. All right. So there's the finished card. An absolute stunner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go over to my blog at the link below the video and download that project sheet. Look at all the pictures and pin them to Pinterest so you can save them for later, save the ideas. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. You can shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com. Click either video you see here to watch that video. And I hope you have a fabulous rest of your weekend, people. See you in the next video. Bye-bye now.